What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. The NBA trade deadline is heating up, and Jimmy Butler has told Miami that he wants out. The six-time All-Star, playing his sixth season in Florida, is also open to playing anywhere other than the franchise where Pat Riley works. And we all saw this coming, but of course, last night the Miami Heat lost to the Indiana Pacers, and Jimmy Butler was not very aggressive. Only took 6 shots, 9 points. As a matter of fact, this season he's having his least productive year scoring-wise, not only just as a Heat, but since his tenure with the Chicago Bulls. I think it might have been like 10 years or so, over 10 years since he's averaged this few amount of points, only 17.6 points per game. But anyway, Jimmy Butler had this exchange with a reporter last night.
And I don't shoot the ball a lot, but we won't sit here and say that I don't play hard.
What will fix it? What do you want to see happen to fix it?
What do I want to see happen? I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon. But I want to get my joy back. I'm happy here, off the court. But I want to be back to somewhat dominant. I want to hoop. And I want to help this team win. Right now, I'm not doing that.
Can you get your joy back here on the court?
Probably not.
Thank you,
Jimmy. So I think this all really accelerated since last May. I mean, I don't know whether there was something going on before that, but it was last May when Jimmy Butler, I think he got hurt during that first round series. I think it was against the Celtics, I think? It was the Celtics. And Jimmy Butler was talking trash. Oh, man, was it? It might have been the Knicks, I think it was. Let me look this up. Yeah, that's what it was. So after the series was over, after the Heat lost to the Celtics 4-1, Butler trash talked the Knicks and Celtics, prompting Heat President Pat Riley to go off on the Star, saying, quote, for him to say that, I thought, is that Jimmy trolling? Or is that Jimmy being serious? If you're not on the court playing against Boston, or you're not on the court playing against the Knicks, you should keep your mouth shut in your criticism of both teams. And, look. So what it was Jimmy Butler said if he hadn't got hurt, the Heat would have beaten the Celtics, and also trash talking Tom Thibodeau and the New York Knicks, saying if I was playing, Boston would be at home. New York damn sure would be at home. Josh Hart, come on, man. I love Tibbs, but I don't want him. Tibbs, I love you, baby, but I want to beat you to a pulp. You want me, I don't want you. It's like a one-sided relationship. You're in love with me, and I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Yeah, I remember that now. So, look, I guess Pat Riley was like, man, shut the hell up. But Jimmy Butler's like, okay, it ain't like we lost because we were the lesser team. They didn't have me because I got hurt. And to be fair, Miami has played very well against a team that on paper is superior to them. The year that they went to the NBA Finals against the Warriors, if I remember correctly, the Miami Heat, clearly an inferior team when it comes to record and roster, were what? One Jimmy Butler three-pointer attempt away from winning that series. And then, what was it? The very next year, although they almost blew a 3-0 lead, Miami beat them. So Jimmy Butler has done a lot as far as leading a team that honestly shouldn't have been even achieving what they were achieving. They've been to 2 NBA finals in the past 6 years. They went to like at least 3 or 4 conference finals. So they've done a lot, but the NBA, you know what I'm saying, has the talent has kind of spread out now. There's a lot more parity in the NBA. And Miami just is kind of falling down. You know what I'm saying? Even some of the pieces that Jimmy Butler had with him are gone now. Matt Strauss is with Cleveland and other dude, he's with the Lakers now. I always forgetting his name. So even those guys, they're gone. And to be fair, Pat Riley has not done much. Now I saw Ticket talking about this. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know Dame Lillard was practically on his knees pleading pleading to be traded to Miami. That didn't happen. Miami really has not made any big moves. And Jimmy Butler's done a lot of heavy lifting to the point where, when you look at the fact that as a Miami Heat during the regular season, Jimmy Butler has averaged 21.1 points. But during the playoffs, that soars to almost 25 points a night. You know what I'm saying? So he did a lot of heavy lifting as far as a one-man wrecking crew when it comes to Miami, putting that team on his back. But Jimmy Butler's in a crossroads time period in his career now. He's 35 years old, I believe. And, he's pretty much at that point where he's maxing out as a player. And he wants to win. He wants to win a championship. And he probably feels like he's not going to do that in Miami. Plus, he wants an extension, which Pat Riley's not going to do, more than likely. Give him the money and extension that he believes that, Jimmy Butler thinks he should get it. But if you're Pat Riley, look at it like, okay, well, if we give you this money, you're an aging star. Why should we do that? So, if anything, the Miami Heat might be pretty much in a rebuilding process very soon. So, at the end of the day, from a business standpoint and from a personal standpoint, things just don't mesh between these two. And, I think it's probably best that they part ways. So what I've seen, Jimmy Butler has indicated he wants to be traded, but he's still going to do his job, but he wants to be out of there. And I noticed something too. I see a lot of people jumping on Jimmy Butler. Right? A lot of people saying, he's a pamper, the same spiel, right? That I didn't see people do with Luka Doncic for some reason. When Luka Doncic got, Rick Carlisle fired from the Dallas Mavericks, being a prima donna, I didn't see the same energy with some of these people, man. I'm not talking about people on social, like YouTube and anything like that. I'm just talking about the entire social media landscape. I'm speaking in general. I know a lot of people saying stuff like, well, the front office isn't treating Luka properly, or they just completely ignored it for the most part. You got people that called out Luka, but but for the most part they made excuses. Well, I mean, he's a star, and what has Rick Carlisle done recently? But when it's someone like Jimmy Butler, somehow he's the total villain. He's the total villain in this situation. And Pat Riley, although I do believe he's one of the two or three greatest coaches in the history of the NBA, at the same time, you know, what have you done for me lately? Because the only time that they won anything has been when they had great players on the roster. Whether you're talking about Lonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway, even though he never won a championship, but they were contenders in the '90s. Dwayne Wade, obviously, Shaquille O'Neal. Um, 20 years ago, they actually were going after talent. Antoine Walker, Gary Payton, Jason Williams. Then, of course, they only got LeBron James, Chris Bosh. They were very fortunate to win and be successful with the team that they had. That was more the system in place. You know what I'm saying? Just playing good old fashioned basketball with Jimmy Butler and what I'm saying, some non what was it uh, uh, you know what was it, Jimmy Butler and a bunch of uh, role players. You know what I'm saying? That was enough. Playing defense, Jimmy Butler playing hard, playing on both ends of the court with role players enough to take them all the way to the NBA Finals until they ran into a team. Denver just not only just a better team with better pieces, but playing similarly hard on both ends of the floor, maxing out. So it just Jimmy Butler did a lot in Miami, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He's done a lot, and I think he feels disrespected. You know, and I don't really see any resolution other than trading the dude. Now the question is where? I don't know. I know Phoenix is looking for a guy like Jimmy Butler. I know another destination where he would fit would be Houston. Um, Time will tell. But I think Jimmy Butler's days in Miami are done. And that's pretty much all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.